Ladies and gentlemen, I have returned. I am home, and I am strong. I win! Ah!
Oh, say, can you see? Hi. Yeah, welcome. I'm so happy. Hi. Oh my goodness. Hi. Yay. I'm so happy. I think he's happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Okay, listen here. The trip that I just took for rest, I really needed this trip. I'm not gonna lie, I needed it so bad. I didn't even realize I needed it as bad as I needed it until I was there. But also, I missed this so much. It felt like a billion years. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be back. And stronger than ever, I'm proud to report. If you haven't caught up yet, I am officially upgraded. I have a super duper strong and sexy and swag PC now. I'm one of the cool kids with the cool PCs. It's so strong. Yeah, my internet admittedly is still really weak. And I may still have network problems for maybe forever, as long as I'm living here, but I will never, well, I guess, knock on wood, but I should never have any technical issues related to my PC ever again. Or at least not as often as I'm used to. I didn't even realize how bad my PC was until I came back home after sampling it with my friend. Because we did a little bit of like load testing and sampling at his house, a billion states away. And I remember when we arrived here at my house, I had to do some initial stuff to like get file transfer ready, like make sure that I had all my stuff ready to move to the new PC that I hadn't prepared originally. And he said something that really stuck with me. He was like, Kaelix, I can really see that you're getting frustrated with your PC. It's really showing. I was like, wait, really? Because it was one thing when I was used to my PC taking several minutes to pull up a single program. It was one thing when I was used to it. But now I've been accustomed and just awash with the luxury of clicking an icon and having the program open in less than a second. And there's no sound. It's silent. The fans are so efficient. If I turned everything off and moved the microphone right next to the PC, you wouldn't know because you wouldn't hear it. It's so quiet. My old PC, I turn it on and it's like, I'm so happy. It's so good. He worked so hard to make it perfect for me, so I'm so thankful. It's so nice. Shouts out my friend. He's a real trooper. Going out of his way to like help me pick out the parts and assemble it all by himself. And then he got me to his house and hosted me there for a whole week. And then he got me back home. He's crazy. I was like, no, I could fly. Like I could just fly there. You don't have to drive both times. And he was like, no. I want a road trip. But yeah, very, very dear. Did I get to cover his meals? Thankfully, I did. I lost the bill fights several times in a row. So what I started doing instead, here's my new strat, okay? I picked up a new strat. Because for those who don't remember, my intention was to cover every single meal while I was there as just like one part of my intention of repaying his efforts. And every single time I tried to like be like, give me the receipt, let me pay for this, or let me put my card in, I was often met with resistance. I'm not very good at that, and I find that I struggle to assert myself even in that situation. I don't know, I can't help it. So what I did instead is I kept a mental count, and then I multiplied it by 3, and I sneakily dropped it when he couldn't resist it. So I win. I win. I'm a winner. I had so many nice meals too. So many. I wish I could have taken pictures for you. Not gonna lie, there were several that I probably could have taken a photo for you and shown it to you, but I just forgot. Every single time. Every single time. And I probably will do this for the rest of my life. I'm so bad about that. Like, I will sit in front of a plate of food and I'll be like, oh, that's so gorgeous. I need it in my mouth right now. And then I've completely devoured it. And then I think, oh, wait, that would have made a nice picture. You know? I did not take a single photo. Not a single photo to show you. But I can describe them for you sometime. I may even draw you a picture. I don't know if it's a good idea to get into it like today. Or maybe just like today, but not right now. There's so much to talk about. It's been a really hectic time. I wrote these 2 things, but honestly, there's even more than I wrote here, right? Because there was... like for when there was the trip, and that trip itself was like the last week of my life, and that was a lot of stuff. And then there's the PC, and that's kind of like the rest of my career, which is bananas. And then there was Cosnichi. That was By the Beat's first in-person appearance. That was really crazy, wasn't it? Did you see it? Were you there in person, or maybe did you land an online ticket? I had a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little embarrassed. I don't know if it showed. Or not embarrassed, I guess. I was more embarrassed internally. Because I managed to hold it in, but I hope it wasn't too obvious. After the panel was over, after the panel was completely finished, by the end of it, I was really fighting back my tears. Because I'm so emo. Because it's such an ordinary thing. To do these events, it's such a normal thing. It's almost mundane for most, I think, in my position. It's so like run of the mill to book these events, but it was such a big deal to me. It made me so happy to be there, and I was overwhelmed, and I couldn't keep it together. I managed to not cry at all while the panel was live. I don't know if it was obvious that I was fighting that, but the moment we left the stage, I like entered hysterics for 10 minutes, and then I had to go straight to standby for meet and greet. So if you got the chance to attend the meet and greet immediately after the panel, and you were especially if you were one of the first in line, and I sounded a little off, I'm so sorry about that. That's why. That's probably why I had me a fat cry. It was a pretty big cry. I was just so happy. I'm just so proud of By the Beat. I was so happy to be there, and I don't know, we all worked so hard to make sure we could sing the song well. And we agonized over like the line distribution. I was the one that finalized that in the end, by the way. And then Zeal worked so hard to get our like technical effects together for the audio so that we would sound good while we were singing. It was so much hard work that went into it. Even if it's just like a simple little panel, it meant the world to me. And it's also our very first one. You know, I hope first of many, but it was our very first one ever. So it meant a big deal to me. And wasn't the rest of the panel so much fun too, aside from Kaibutsu? Wasn't it the Q&A? That was so like it reminded me of our streams that we do. We love to do Q&A. It's so fun. Even off stream, we'll often like ask each other intrusive questions. So it felt very natural. It felt very like almost run of the mill for that reason. I live in the zoo. Oh yeah. Yeah, Frio totally just dressed me down in front of everybody. It was like because there was a Q&A section where they asked 4 questions. Funny enough, each of them had a very clear answer for each of us. And the first one in the lineup of 4 questions was who would be most excited to go to the zoo. And I jokingly, because nobody else got any hands, I got all the votes for that one, I think. And I jokingly was like, do you guys just spend every stream talking about how much you hate going to the zoo? And Free was like, no, I think they just realize it's your home. He kind of got me. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm talking like 1,000 words a minute right now. I'm just so excited to see you. It's been a minute since I've been able to chat in like a normal setting. Technically, I did 3 chatting streams last week, but it's different, you know? The energy's so different. I didn't have any of my regular setup. I couldn't keep the same energy as usual. We all know in the live chat. I'm so curious about that. I wish I could have seen that too. I only saw, I will say, we saw the live feed for like everybody in the audience in person, and that was really nice. By the way, on that subject, oh my goodness, the people that went out of their way to produce like Debonair merchandise, like fan merch of the Debonair. I saw so many of them. I saw so many of them in the meet and greet. There were several people who went out of their way to come and show me like Debonairs that they had made or that they had purchased from somebody. And I saw so many of them in the crowd. I saw a really, really big one in the crowd that was really cute. It was like you could hold it in your arms. It made me so happy. And so many cute fans that people made as well. Like what is it called? Like uchiwa? Is that what that kind of fan is called? Where they decorate it and put all the stuff on it. It was really cute. I saw a lot of cute bags as well. I saw so much yellow too. So many yellow outfits in the meet and greet. There were so many people that dressed in yellow, more than I expected. It made me really happy. I wonder, was that for me? But I did see a lot of cute stuff. It was really nice. Oh, there was oh yeah. I gotta make good on something. On the subject of meet and greets while we're there, there was one person who came all the way from Australia. And all they asked, like straight up, because you know in meet and greets you can kind of ask people to say things if you want, or like I don't know. Generally you shouldn't ask for anything big, but all they asked for was like, can you mention that someone came all the way from Australia? Yeah, it wasn't even just them. Like I saw there were people from Singapore, there were people from Japan. People had traveled from all kinds of places, a ton of different countries, all together in Thailand for this event. A lot of them specifically for By the Beat, so it made me really happy. I was really honored that people would book such big and crazy trips for little old us. Yeah, it was so crazy, and it was so nice to also like see some familiar faces, or I guess hear some familiar names. Not everybody introduced themselves by names, but it was really nice to like hear names that I recognized. It made me really, really happy. Of course, if you weren't able to land it, because like I've mentioned this before, it was a really tight window. I think the tickets closed in less than a minute for this one. There's no sweat. I'm gonna do my best to work hard so I can get similar opportunities in the future. Ideally in some other countries as well. So there should, hypothetically speaking, come a time when you might get another chance if you miss this one. Yeah. I had a lot of fun though. It was my very first time, so I was really nervous, and it ended up going really well. I think there was a tech issue halfway through. I should actually apologize to one particular Debonair who came to the meet and greet. My camera totally froze around the middle to 75% mark, and I disappeared. And she looked so scared. She like gestured at the screen and she had this like really sad look on her face. I felt so bad. We were able to fix it right after that, thankfully. Yeah, I was just fine. It was just my camera that broke. It can be a little tough to manage the technology. Thankfully though, that was the only tech issue. That was the only tech issue during MNG, and I expected a lot more just because, you know, I'm the king of tech issues. I always ruin everything with my poopy PCs and my poopy internets. But my PC was I was using the new one for that, so it was pretty cool. Yeah, I scared somebody. They looked so scared. I felt so bad. And it was right at the end of their window too. So it's like we were all smiles, exchanging nice words, and then like the timer's up, and I freeze and I disappear, and they look to the host, and they're like, I felt so bad. Yeah, sorry if I scared you with that. If you were the one that happened to. I had a really nice time though. It was so fun. I want to do meet and greets a billion more times in the future. I want to do as many of them as I can. I really enjoyed that. I don't know, for me, because you know, I'm really inspired by, I don't consider myself to be an idol. Definitely not yet. I don't know if I'll ever be at that point. But I'm really inspired by idols, especially like underground idols in Japan. It really reminded me of like handshake events, going through that for the first time. And that made me really happy. I've always thought those are really cool. And I've always wanted to like try that. So this is kind of like my taste of that. You know what I mean? Already am an idol? No, not yet. Maybe someday though, if I work really, really hard. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that word has so much behind it. And it takes so much work to get there. And I do work my hardest, but I have to work my hardest for a bit longer before I'm worthy of that, I feel. I'm honored to be yours though, if you feel that way. Thank you so much. I'll do my best to deserve it forever. Yeah, I'm honestly on cloud 9. I was planning to rest today. I think I know for a fact. I tweeted. I was like, I'm not gonna stream today because I'm pooped. And then I finished setup, and I was just sitting in my emotions and like sitting in the memories I made this last week and this morning. And I just got too excited. I couldn't sit alone with it. I had to do something about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, me when I lie. that was a lie. Me when I lie. Yeah, sorry, I told you a lie when I said I wouldn't stream today. Don't worry, I'll take tomorrow off for sure. I'll take tomorrow off for sure. Oh, I think I can actually show you a version of my schedule. It might look a little different in the end because I got. Hold on, I should be good to show this because it's mostly the same as what I got approved. But there are a couple of changes. Okay, here. I'll go through it in detail at the end of the stream, but I'll give you a little flash of it just now, because I've kind of this last week of gorillas. I call them gorillas, but they were kind of like scheduled gorillas, which is an oxymoron. This last week of traveling, I kind of was like, I'm thinking of doing these things next week. I'm thinking of doing this and that, etc. But the final schedule is actually looking pretty different than what I said over that, just because I need a little extra time off this week to get some stuff done and to rest. I'm not gonna lie. If I don't rest today, I gotta rest tomorrow. So hold on, let me show you what this looks like. Again, I'll go into detail and like chill out this art here in a bit when I finish the stream. I say here in a bit, more like here in an hour-ish. But so I'm gonna take tomorrow off. I'm also gonna take Thursday off. These are the games I'm playing. I know I was talking about Minecraft. I think I'm gonna save it to next week because Zeal told me there was a Splatfest this week, and I haven't played Splatoon 3 in a minute. So I want to participate in the Splatfest. And I also want to use my 2 game streams this week to experiment with my new capture card. Because now I can play Switch games on one monitor. I don't need to borrow the big one from my sibling. I don't have to borrow the monitor. I can just use mine. And it's perfect. It is like a few milliseconds of delay, but it's like I don't even notice them. My friend did, but he's like a competitive guy. He's really into like sweaty gaming and like Smash Bros and stuff like that. He was like, Kaelix, I could not play like this. But I didn't notice anything. It was perfect to me. So and then karaoke this week should be good to go. If my voice is out of commission near the end of the week, I'll reschedule it just so that I can do a really good job for you, because it's been a minute since last karaoke. I've decided to start spacing them out to not just every other week, but rather every few weeks. And I want to make sure it's good. And I want to make sure I don't like throw my voice out. But I think resting on Thursday should give me the buffer that I need in order to do a good job and to have fun. So that's what the schedule is looking like now. Again, I'll go through it in more detail at the end of the stream. I'm having throat coat today, by the way. And I made it ahead of the stream, so it's like the perfect temperature already, even though we're just barely in. It's so yummy. No Minecraft, not this week. I think I'm gonna do Minecraft next week. I wanted to do it this week, but I realized that if I did that, I would have way too much this week and I would die. And I gotta be really, really careful. I actually had I won't go into detail just now, but I had a bit of a wake-up call last week where I was like, oh, I need to be more careful. So I'm gonna take it a little bit more seriously when it comes to streaming frequency and streaming length. I don't want to push myself too hard. And aside from that mini wake-up call that I had, there was also something that stood out to me, kind of tying it back to the meet and greet. Because, you know, people generally during meet and greets, they'll prepare like a little script so that they can talk for the full minute and use the time efficiently. Because, you know, a minute is really not that much time. It's really hard to say much of anything. So a lot of people prepared things that they wanted me to know directly. A lot of them like thanked me for certain things, or mentioned things that they really liked, or things that they wanted to see more of in the future. But something that really stood out to me that I didn't anticipate, or I guess I didn't think about beforehand, was that I think the most common thing I heard was actually people saying that they wanted me to take care of my health, and they wanted me to make sure that I rested properly, and they wanted me to like just be sure that I didn't push myself too hard, and that really stood out to me. So I really want to, I don't know, that made me feel like I might worry people, and I want to be careful. I feel like honestly, I still feel like I don't quite do enough. That may just be like the bias of the last week talking, but I don't know. It really stood out to me, and I don't want you to ever like worry for my health or anything like that. I don't want you to ever think that like I am under any like undue amount of stress or anything. So I wanna keep that at like the forefront of my mind moving forward. Thankfully, I haven't had any like insane scares, but I'm honestly I'm so happy to be doing this stuff that I almost forget sometimes just exactly where my thresholds lie. So I think I want to put extra special stress on going out more after this last week as well. Touching grass made me realize how much I missed regularly touching grass. I had some nice walks and I went to some nice restaurants in person, and I was like, it's been a minute. So I plan to take that way more seriously moving forward as well. Plus, this is kind of old news now, but my broken toe is no longer broken. It's now fully recovered, so I can run and dance and exercise again. So I think I wanna be extra careful about that. Yeah, just to like clarify why the schedule ultimately looks a little different than it originally did, because I mentioned this before last week. Before I left on my trip, I prepared 2 schedules and I got them both approved by my manager. The first one was like the one that you have right now publicly, the one that's like already on the like the pin stuff and on the like the stream waiting room that's like a billion years in the future on purpose. And then the other one was like a stream every single day with a couple double streams. I don't know, I realized that if I fall straight into that after a trip, I'm gonna burn out. I want to be more careful. And I think I also find that, I don't know, especially after this last week, I almost enjoy streaming more if it's been just like a day every now and then, like where I have to miss it a little bit. I don't know if it's the same for you, but like I'm just so overwhelmed with happiness to be here now after just a week away. So I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried as I used to be. So on a lighter note, I saw something else on Twitter because I was finally able to like browse Twitter properly after waking up, because I took a bit of a nap after the panel and everything was over. I saw people asking why I was naked in the meet and greet. And for those who are not initiated, for the uninitiated, those who aren't in the know, when people say that I'm naked, they don't mean that I'm literally naked, because I would never do such a thing. I'm not a freak. I would never show up to that kind of event naked. What are you thinking? When people say that, they just mean that I've taken my jacket off. Because apparently I dress so thickly, I wear so many thick layers that cover every speck of my body that seeing like one... I'm honestly, I'm still covered in that case, right? Because the turtleneck is long sleeve. It still covers my neck. you're seeing almost the same amount of skin as when I'm wearing my jacket. I don't get it personally, but to kind of give context for that, because people are like, why is he evil? Why did he do this? Why is he a pervert? I'm gonna tell you why, just so you can know, and so that you cannot judge me, and so you cannot be mean to me. Be gentle, be nice. I noticed, I kind of have to rewind a little bit here. We did actually like a tech check sometime before the actual panel and the actual meet and greet. Shouldn't go into too much detail, but I will say that because of my trip and because of my travels, I was not able to participate in the tech check normally. I was only able to listen and watch really closely. So I watched everybody else in By the Beat set up, and I just tried to like pay as much attention as I could so that when I set up the next day, I would be able to go faster and save some time for them. And something I noticed was that for some cameras, there are issues with like capturing the screen properly due to overexposure. And my thought was that if I was just wearing my turtleneck, it would probably look a little bit nicer. That was all I was thinking. I also, not gonna lie, it was also pretty hot. You know, conventions get really sweaty. They get pretty hot. It's like the middle of summer as well. Plus like the main event was already over. I just wanted to, you know, let my hair down, take my jacket off. I just there was nothing more to it. Say so, yes, Sable. I'm say so. I'm forever say so. I am always say so. Yeah, that was my theory. To be like totally honest with you, my theory was just that it would make for nicer pictures. I wanted people to have nice pictures to walk away with, and I'm not sure if it actually helped at all in the end. I actually may have been better off just wearing all like my jacket and everything, but that was my theory. My thought was that it might have helped. Yeah, right. What I want to know is why you go so crazy if I take off one layer of fabric. Or I guess in that case it's 2 layers of fabric, right? Because I also had my collared shirt off. Because you know there's 3 layers to my uniform that I wear. There's 3 layers. There's my jacket, and then here, hold on, let me. Honestly, it's getting a little hot in here right now. There's my jacket, and there's my like, it's kind of like a button-up shirt, but I don't really wear it like a regular one. For me, it's almost kind of like an inner jacket almost. And then under that, there's like my turtleneck. I don't know. I just like I like this fabric. It's very comfy, very nice. I feel like it looks nice. It gives me like a nice layer of like I don't know. It covers me up really nice. Keeps people from ogling where they ought not be ogling. They're staring at me. What do you mean there? Who? Who's they? What? Huh? I scratched my head? On stream? What do you mean? I'm not going any further. Oh my goodness, I swear. I'm gonna stay here though. I'm gonna keep my shirt on. Because it's getting just a little bit hot. It's getting hot in here. See, I don't understand. I just don't get it. I just think it's perfectly normal and understandable to like layer your clothing so that you can adjust based on how warm the room you're in gets. Especially this time of year. I think you'd understand. It's hot. Get it off. You see what I'm saying? Well, okay, hold on now. I feel like you have a different motive here than I do. I feel like we're not on the same page right now. Genuinely, we talked about this in my week off when I was doing like the rough streams, like the scuff core streams. It's honestly like a Victorian man seeing a lady's ankle, hiking up my floor length gown just a little bit, just a couple inches off the ground to show the smallest window of my ankle. Oh, you know what? Maybe that's what it was actually, because I also I'm not wearing them right now because it's really sweaty in here, but I also had my gloves off during the panel. I guess people aren't used to seeing my fingies, my fingernails. Do you like them? I take care now to file my nails regularly. I kind of want to, I don't know, I kind of want to like see what it's like to get a proper manicure though, because I've never had one. I've never had one before. But until like, until the beginning of last year, I think, was around when I marked that achievement. I used to have a really bad nail biting problem ever since I was a little kid. Like as long as I've had teeth and nails, I've been biting my nails. And I really didn't like that. So for my very first New Year's resolution ever, I set out to stop biting my nails. I set a really strict rule that I was never going to do it again. And I didn't do it for a whole year. And I've never done it ever since. So now I get to like grow my nails out a little bit longer. And it feels nice. It's also really convenient when it comes to playing ukulele. Because it means that I can get some nice strumming in. And like finger picking as well. It makes it sound a lot nicer. Don't ask me what color anything is. What? Well, there's not many colors in view right now. My pants are like a kind of like a lilac-ish color. And then I've got like a gemstone here. That's me. And then there's really not much else in the way of colors, unless you include white and black as colors. People can't always agree on whether those are colors or not. Not gonna lie, so I don't know. I don't know what the best approach is. That's great. No, this is like a lilac. It's almost gray because it's really desaturated, but it's like it's based in purple. Mm-hmm. It's based in purple. That is gray. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Let's see what the color wheel has to say. Oh my god, it is so insane to me that I can run all my programs at once and not have any issues. Okay, this might just be gray. Well, it's not as purple as I thought, but it's still purple. This is still purple. This is still like a... Okay, that's blue. That's blue. It looks purple in context. Okay, hold on. Give me a second, I'll show it to you. Like in context, it feels purple. Oh wait, is my little strap the same color as my pants, I wonder? I think they are. I think I asked for them to be. I'd say they're about the same. I scratched my head. Okay, let me see. Here, I'll show it to you. Pictures. I'm organizing my files more strictly now, by the way. I'm not raw dogging everything in my downloads folder like I used to. I'm taking this job much more seriously. This is where it falls. Is that purple or is that gray? What's this? Because whatever this is what color my pants and my strap are. Because that's not quite gray to me. But it's also definitely not quite purple. But it's almost purple. But it's blue. But like, it feels purple. Especially in context, right? Because it's right next to yellow. Like next to yellow, that feels purple. Because yellow and purple are like, I don't know. They just go real nice together. I don't know what the color theory there is. And maybe it's because my glasses as well are kind of purple. My glasses are at least purple, right? Am I colorblind too? Are we like 3 out of 4 by the beat colorblind? Am I? I feel like it's lavender or not lavender. Oh, I guess lavender actually is a pretty good name too. Because lilac is I think lilac is more purple. Well, no, lavender is more purple than lilac actually. Okay, hold on. You know how I like to do these things. You know how I like to play this game. What color is this? Some secret fourth option. Oh, let me do heart emojis as well. And I have more emojis on my emoji keyboard now. Because I'm on Windows 11 now. I used to be on Windows 10 because my computer was too old to support Windows 11. Isn't that so cool? Okay, here you go. What color is this? What is this? Oh no. Gonna beg for an answer? No, I will not. I think that joke has gotten a little old, personally. Oh, but somebody did ask me. They I mentioned that like during the meet and greets, people would like say things that they liked or that they wanted to see. And I remember one person, she was like, "I just love it when you say please." I was like, okay, I guess I can say please and thank you more often. I will not beg. Actually, no. Here, I will ask you nicely, but I won't. I'm gonna behave. Okay. You ready? Do me a favor and vote for whichever answer you think is correct. Please. Pretty please. Just vote for the one that you think is correct, okay? I'm looking for the truth. I'm not looking to sway democracy. I'm not looking to control the electorate. I'm not trying to rig the box. I want to know exactly what you think, okay? So please answer honestly, okay? My begging, no, my masculine begging. Where's my begging? Wah. Is that all I am to you? Is just masculine begging? Is that all I do? I do a lot of other cool things, I'll have you know. I also dedicate shots that I miss to other people. I also bump my body into various things most of the days of the week. I also pee very often because I drink a lot of water. See? I'm a very well-rounded person. I don't just I don't I don't just beg all the time. I've got way more in my day than just begging people for things. If I'm being honest though, that was actually the first time that happened. I can't say I was experienced. It was kind of a new thing for me. It was kind of a new thing. I did not realize I would be such a natural at begging people for things. And I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. If you've never tried it, you should try it sometime. There's something very like almost cathartic about just lowering your pride and just, you know, totally exposing your innermost weaknesses and just outright begging for what you want. It's kind of fun. There's something very freeing about that, you know? There's something freeing about no longer worrying about the pretense of being nonchalant and cool. There's something so freeing about like just letting it all hang out, you know what I mean? No? You don't agree with me? Do you not see my vision? Is that weird? Am I weird? Am I weird for that? Please tell me it's not. No, I'm just kidding. They don't know I know this hack. Please, I'm begging. No. Ooh, I think I'm gonna finish off my tea though, while we're here, because it's like a really, really good temperature right now, and it's gonna get cold if I wait much longer. Continue. I feel like my begging would be off game today. I'm not on my game because my I did see somebody asking if I was still sick. I think I am sick. I'm about exactly the same as I was last week. It hasn't improved, but thankfully my symptoms haven't gotten any worse. It just means that like I cannot control my throat in the upper register quite as well. So I feel like if I begged right now, it would actually sound kind of sad. Do you want to hear it? do we want to try it? I feel like I maybe I've regained a little bit of control though, because I feel like
I feel like my energy is a little bit higher today than it was like a few days ago. Yes, please. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. You're really eager. Okay. Here, fine. If you insist. Oh, my goodness. Wait, what am I begging for? What do I want? I don't actually want anything. What do you want me to beg for? What should I beg for? Here, we've already determined that purple is wrong and I'm wrong and I should just give up. Let's start something new. What do you? I genuinely don't want anything. I'm at peace. I got this is I do this for you. I hope you know. This is not for me. Subscribers is crazy. Begging for subscribers? You think I'd lower myself to that? Do you think I care about something like that? Oh my goodness. Beg for our YouTube likes. No. In fact, please do not like this stream. Please do not like this stream. Please never feel any pressure to like any of my streams ever. I am so like radically against begging for this kind of engagement. I don't even like imagining myself doing that. Okay, let me see. Discord Nitro. Okay. That sounds pretty good. I'll beg for Discord Nitro. Thank you for the idea. Okay. This goes out to nobody in particular because you cannot give me Discord Nitro. I won't accept it. Scene 1. Okay. Please give me Discord. You hear it immediately, right? Like my voice is weaker when I go up into that register. Please give me Discord Nitro. I want it so bad. There are so many big files that I want to send, but I just can't. My file size limit is so small. I can't send any of my songs to people. And when I want to leak my videos to my friends, I can't send any of them. Please, just once. Just one Discord Nitro, please. Please, it would make me so happy. Please, all I want is Discord Nitro, please. Please, I just can't send anything I want. And there's so many cute emojis. I have so many cute monkey emojis that I can't use. I can't use them because they're animated, so I can't send them because I don't have Discord Nitro. Please, can you give me? I sound like a prepubescent teen. Or I guess like a mid-pubescent teen. I sound like please, there are so many cute emojis that I want to send, and so many big files that I always have to send. Do you know how big a WAV file is? It takes up so many megabytes of space. I can't send it. It's way more than the file size limit on default. I can't send anything to anybody. I have to send everything through Google Drive. It takes so much effort every single time. Please give me Discord Nitro, please. And scene. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's a little skit that I call begging for Nitro. Now, if I were feeling in a really good mood, I would have gotten into the kitten thing, but I'm not all about that, and I know what you're gonna do with this, so no kitten play today, unfortunately. I'm not gonna beg to be your kitten. I am above begging to be your kitten. Hey, yo. No, you know what I'm talking about, right? You cannot be my zaddy. Nope. I will not accept it. I will not accept it. No zaddy. I am not a kitten. Not this guy. Yeah, there's only one zaddy, right? There's only one true zaddy. Luka Kaneshiro. Or I guess in that context, Wilson is like the Discord zaddy, right? He's the one that gifts everybody Nitro. Maybe I should beg Zeal. He's my Nintendo zaddy. I should not do that because I think if I so much as asked him casually, he would just give it to me. I could just get it myself. I'm just lazy. I just haven't bothered to set it up. Yeah, Nintendo zaddy. Zeal is my Nintendo zaddy. He's the Nintendo zaddy for all of By the Beat because he's totally single-handedly tanking our Nintendo Switch Online Plus family plan all by himself because he loves us. Yeah. That'd be pretty crazy though. That would make him like the Omni Zaddy. But no, I just feel bad. Zeal is a dangerous person to ask for things because he'll just give it to you because he's so full of love and he just wants to make everybody happy. So it's almost like you should only ask him for something if you absolutely need it because he will just give it to you. He will just give it to you. That's his vibe. I fear. Something I really appreciate, but it's something I've learned that I have to be really careful with. Because if I'm like, hey, could you maybe do this? And I'm like 50-50 about whether I even need it or whether it needs to be him, he'll be there, you know? I don't want to like, I don't know. I don't want to take advantage of him. It's bad to take advantage of people. Isn't that what you want? No. No, that's the opposite of what I want. I was joking just now. That was a skit. I don't even really need Discord Nitro. I actually prefer sending things through Google Drive because I like having it there so that I can send it more easily to people off of Discord as well. Because sometimes I have to get it reviewed by staff. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use Google Drive no matter what. That was all a skit. I was just make believe. I was just pretending. That was for you. I do this for you. It would be nice to be able to send some bigger video files sometimes though. Like I wanted to leak Butcher Vanity to Buy the Beat before I left on my trip. But when I do that, I have to like just share my screen, which is also cool because then it's kind of like a little mini watch party, but there's something convenient about just dropping the file right there. Sounded so desperate. I am an aspiring actor. I want to improve my acting. I want to be able to like call myself a true actor someday. I was just trying my best to get into character. Did you like it? Did I convince you? Pegged on the big screen. Well, I don't know. Let's all unlearn shame. Let's all live. Okay? No, I do think we need shame, but I don't think that's something I have naturally. The reason I feel so strongly about relearning shame is because I do not have it naturally. I have to put in effort to have shame. Yeah, I think we need some shame. I think we need a little bit of shame. Yeah, let's relearn shame. I'm still so congested though. I think maybe that is a new symptom. I thought it was just allergies when I got there. Or honestly, maybe allergies is what's wrong with my throat and maybe I'm not actually sick because I don't have a fever. Fever is usually like the big thing that I get every time I'm sick. I always get a fever. That's honestly the first thing that shows up usually. Maybe it's like an allergic thing, like with the air being different than what I'm used to. Because I'm more recently like super congested in addition to having like the pain in my throat. Maybe it's not a cold. Like I've only been home for like not even 12 hours. Not even near 12 hours. Like 6. Hold on. When did I get home? Let's see. 9 hours ago was when I got home, I think. Yeah, I think I got home around 9 hours ago. I'm already feeling a little bit better. Like I feel like I'm already able to control a little bit more than I was able to last week. Maybe it's literally just allergies. I get the worst like pollen allergies ever. That's like worst of all. So maybe that's exactly what it was. What to do if you can't sleep? Huh. That's a tough one. There are some approaches that I don't personally have experiences with to like guarantee it, I guess. But for me, what I like to do, I actually almost like when I can't sleep, because that means that I get to fantasize. I'm a big maladaptive daydreamer. I say maladaptive because I only recently learned, like last year, that that's not necessarily a good thing. Wherein I love to just like, rather than doing things and rather than putting in the work elsewhere, I love to just lay in bed and imagine things that aren't real. So I've had to learn to like restrict the time that I spend doing that, because there was a period of life where that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to lay in bed and think about things because it's so fun. I have a very vivid imagination, so I'm kind of able to just kind of play out any fantasy in my mind that I want to. If I want to be like an elf, or if I want to be like a merchant or a blacksmith, or if I want to be a whale, I can kind of imagine that really vividly in my mind. And I like to this is what I do when I can't sleep, by the way, because now I restrict it. I only do this when I'm supposed to go to sleep, and it actually helps me fall asleep. And sometimes I end up dreaming about what I was thinking about. What I'll do is I'll lay in bed, I'll close my eyes, and I'll almost like develop a screenplay, you know, wherein like I'm enacting my fantasy. I'm developing it brick by brick. But if I don't like something as much, I'll actually rewind and do it from the beginning and go back to that point with the new change in play until it's perfect. And then I go like when I've gotten all of it down perfect, I go all the way back to the beginning, and then I run all the way through to the end with all of the changes that I've made. And usually by the time I've reaching that point, I'm already asleep. I'm snoring. That's what works for me, and I really enjoy it. I love using my imagination, but also imagination is different for everybody. Like your brain works differently depending on just who you are. So that may not work for anybody else. Another thing is to just like think about positive things in general, but think about gentle things. Like if you think about something that's too exciting, that'll just keep you awake for longer. If you think about the day ahead, the next day, that can be exciting, but that can make it hard to fall asleep. Something I've been experiencing lately. I like to think about, I've talked about this before, roses and thorns. I'll think about, I've changed my ratio over time. What I'll do is I'll think about one bad thing that happened. Because, you know, it's really hard to avoid thinking about the bad thing, so I'll accept it. I'll think about a bad thing that happened. For every bad thing I think of, I'll try to think of 3 good things. And I'll just kind of like think about the day that I've just ended, the day that I'm about to go to sleep on, the day I'm about to wrap up. And I just think about what happened. Oh yeah, and we've talked before about how like you can also introduce buds into that, roses, thorns, and buds, where like a bud is, if I'm recalling correctly, a bud is like something that could start new, like something to look forward to, right? Like it's not bloomed yet, is what that means. Am I right? Or am I misremembering that one? Because I personally only do roses and thorns, but I remember thinking about something like that. Like something to look forward to. Yeah, something coming up. Yeah. Not the band. Yeah, no, not the band. Like the just the general concept of like a rose, a flower that has thorns on it. The thorns can hurt, but the blossom is so pretty, right? And that's the most noticeable part of the flower, in my opinion. You only find the thorns on a rose if you go looking for them. If you're just looking at a rose without touching it and examining it really closely, all you're gonna see is the petals, right? So I like to think about the better parts of my day, and if I really, really, really struggle to think of good things that day, sometimes I'll call on the previous day, like the day before, and I'll see what good things I can think of for that. Sometimes if I really need to, like if it's a really rough time, I'll even just play back the whole last week. If I needed to, I could just play back the last month, think about good things that had happened. The more positive the memory, the better. And that way it kind of, it can help put you at ease and ease any worries if you're the type that tends to think about more negative things before bed. It's a very common thing, unfortunately, to have thoughts that you should not trust after 8 p.m. Like I'll be balling and I'll be doing great. And then the moment the clock strikes 8 p.m., my brain is like, I should upheave everything. I should shave my head, change my name and move to a different country. But that's not a realistic plan for anybody. Not a very good idea. I have a very strict policy of never trusting any thoughts you have after sundown. I remember before I developed more of my like mindfulness habits in adulthood, like when I was a kid, I used to hit that point and I would just like spontaneously rearrange the furniture in my bedroom in the middle of the night. Little kid too, just baby Kaelix, just pushing these heavy pieces of furniture little by little over the course of hours to rearrange the bedroom. I would just totally change everything because I needed something new. That is not a very good idea. If any drastic change, you should probably sit and think on it for a few days. At least think about it when you're wide awake. You know what I mean? I think the sleepier we are, the more hasty and impulsive we can be. So it's a pretty bad idea to act on these kinds of ideas or to trust them. And if it seems like it's really, really important, this thought that you've had, write it down and come back to it later. That's what I suggest. Yeah, I think more than anything else, when it comes to trying to fall asleep, the best thing for me is to just make sure I'm avoiding anything that will keep me awake. Other like practical habits rather than like mindfulness habits, right? Like more pragmatic physical things. If you are the type that spends a lot of time at your desk, like on your computer, or if you use your phone a lot, most modern devices will have a yellow screen feature where you could set a clock schedule so that it will remove some of the blue light from the display at a certain hour. That's a really good thing to do as well, because in our brain, when we receive blue light signaling from our eyes, that tells some like parts of our mind that it's daytime outside because the sky is blue and we get blue light from the sun and it's all, you know, blue light is part of how our internal body clock knows what time it is in the day, you know? So when we're seeing a lot of blue light, we think it's daytime. I guess we don't actively think it's daytime, but like we almost function as if it is daytime. So a good habit to have is to set your screen so that for like maybe a couple hours before bedtime, you switch to like a yellow light filter. Or I guess it would be a blue light filter because it's filtering out blue light, right? It ends up looking really yellow orangish, really warm. I actually really love it when mine turns on because I think it looks really pretty because I love warm colors. If I didn't need to know what color things were on my monitor, I'd honestly have it on all the time. But yeah, it can make it easier to fall asleep and to kind of like wind down when the time comes that you're done using your computer. Another good habit during the day, for example, if you don't have any sunlight coming into your room and you're on your desk, a good habit is to keep your lights on while you're at your desk using your computer. I know it's so comforting to like just stare at a screen in a dark room, but that's really bad for your eyes, strainful for your eyes as well. Main reason being that you want your screen to kind of blend with the light around your room, stuff like that. Part of the theory for like light mode and dark mode, the whole point of dark mode is that it kind of matches your dark surroundings if you use your computer in the dark. So if you insist on using your screen in the dark, it could be good to switch to dark mode if you aren't already on dark mode. That can help. I'm trying to think what else is there. Some people, I'm kind of leaning more into like things that I've picked up for eyesight rather than sleeping, but when you get your glasses prescription, if you get it done through your local optometrist, sometimes you can include a blue light filter in your prescription lenses if you wear glasses. That will make it easier on your eyes. I actually have one in my eyeglasses that I'm wearing right now, and I wear those throughout the day, so that helps. Even if you don't need glasses, though, you can also just buy glasses that are just blue light filtering. I'm not sure how much those work. It may be nothing but placebo in my case, but I think it did help me with my headaches. I used to get really bad headaches for sitting at my desk all the time. So I think since I changed my prescription to include that, it was a good help. Yeah. And in general, aside from that, Another thing that can really help with sleeping at night if you struggle with insomnia on a regular basis, like every night or every other night. Sorry, this is kind of like a big tangent that I've fallen into, but I think about sleep a lot, and I don't know if I've talked about it at length. Another good thing that can help if it's a regular problem is making sure that you are active during the day. We sleep to regain energy. That's what sleep is for, ultimately. It's so that we can recharge our battery. And so if you do not expend your energy in the day, you know, if you aren't actively spending any energy on anything, if you aren't exercising or going out or like walking around, it can be difficult to initiate that recharge, you know, because you're going to seek to spend your energy in other ways. You're going to seek dopamine through like reading or through like browsing social media. So something that has helped me, I find that I always get my best sleep if I'm exercising in the day. Like even just a simple walk helps me sleep at night. Of course, yeah, do not exercise right before bed because that will just rev you up. You know, you want to do it like earlier in the day. Even just something simple can help. That's something I recommend. Just spending energy as the day goes on, and then by the time nighttime rolls around and it's time for bed, you'll be pooped. You'll need to recharge, and you'll fall asleep in like 2 seconds. When I'm exercising regularly, I'm the type that falls asleep instantly. It's like I'll lay down, close my eyes, and suddenly I'm snoring already. That's what I recommend. I think that's the best that I can offer, but sometimes it can be a serious medical issue that causes these things, so it's important that that you are like in communication with a doctor if you need to be, and that you aren't doing anything that will make it worse. Yeah, there's no like true one size fits all, but that's what has worked for me as someone who used to really struggle with insomnia. There was a time in my life that I would just never sleep properly. I'm very thankful to be able to sleep better now and to be able to kind of control my sleep a bit better now. I need to start practicing what I preach a bit more. I've kind of fallen out of that habit the last month or two. So I'm gonna do my best to I'm gonna do my best as well.
Heart emoji.
I've got no tea left. It's over. I'm so sleepy now, though. But it's not because I haven't gotten enough sleep, because I did sleep before the panel, and I did also sleep after the panel, and I got a cumulative, I don't know how many hours, but enough hours for sure. I'm just so tired. I've been so active lately. There's been so much that I've been doing. Like, speaking of like doing activity to get sleepy. Does tea help with sleep? Some can. There are some that are specifically for it. I think chamomile tea is probably good for that off the top of my head. There are probably some even better ones. There are some actually like branded sleepy time teas out there, like specifically to make you like wind down more easily. None that I can recommend though, because most of my tea that I get into is strictly for vocal control and maintenance. Still sleeping biphasically. I wasn't during my trip for all of it. I slept biphasically during the first half of my trip, and then I didn't during the second half, and now I'm sleeping biphasically again. I honestly don't know what's going to be best for me in the end. There's still a lot I need to figure out there. Did you sleep during the long road trip? I sleep long during the road trips. I slept during the first road trip, the trip there, but on the trip back, I did not. Because I don't know, the first road trip, I actually felt really bad to leave my friend alone on the road with nobody to talk to. And he couldn't even like call people because he didn't want to wake me up. So like on the trip back home to my house, I made a point to stay awake as long as I could. And I was up the whole trip. And we talked the whole time. We did not stop talking the second time, so it went a lot faster than the first one. It was a nice trip. It was a really nice trip. I had a really good time. And I saw some things that I hadn't seen before, because there were a lot of areas that I had never visited. A lot of like stops that I wouldn't have tried. Some restaurants I was less familiar with as well. There are some chains that aren't around in my state, so that was pretty cool. Yeah. Fave food during the trip? Probably the crab. I think, I don't know, if you've been paying close attention, I've been like talking about how bad I crave crab for the last several months. And I just can't have any while I'm at home. There's no crab places here. Closest thing I can get is imitation crab. There are a couple restaurants that make a good like crab salad using sarimi, like is it sarimi? Is that what that's called? I don't know if I'm remembering what that's called correctly, but like imitation like crab made by fish proteins. They'll use that and season it up so it feels like crab. And I do love that, but it's not the same thing. There's nothing quite like cracking it up. Surimi. Surimi, thank you. I knew it wasn't quite right. Thank you so much. But yeah, there's nothing quite like cracking a leg open yourself and having it. And there's nothing quite like having it just steamed just nice and having all the seasoning there. So that was probably my favorite that I got to have. Shaved is suri is shaved. Huh. So why is meat meat? What does that part mean? Because that one I'm not as familiar with. I would have thought something different for meat. I'm not as informed. Where does that? Because I ask because when I ask these questions, I remember it more easily. Knowing how words are formed is how I remember words. So suri is shaved. It's like sashimi. I'm connecting the two dots. So like the first, like the suffix almost, I'll call it, is like how it's prepared. The meat of something, but not necessarily the meat itself. Huh. Thank you. Okay, wow. I love to learn. Okay, surimi, sashimi. Are there others? I can't remember any off the top of my head. That makes sense though. That makes sense. I'm connecting the two dots. I'll remember that. Vibes-based explanation. Well, that's natural, right? Any language is developed usually, and so it's gonna have to be vibes-based. There's no absolute answer for most languages. A lot of these things are really difficult to explain because you didn't really sit down and invent these languages, you know what I mean? There wasn't somebody that sat down and decided that the language was going to work this way. That's very unusual for developed languages. I think Korean is an interesting one though, where I think the language itself was developed naturally like every other language, right? Like the way people speak it out loud. But I think the writing system was invented by one specific unnamed guy, right? I think we talked about that once. That's really cool because that's really particularly unusual of like the languages people actually speak in practice. You'd expect that more of like constructed language, conlangs. And you don't find people that speak those very often just because they don't have native speakers, right? Because they're invented. It's pretty cool. And that's part of why I think Korean is specifically one of the easiest languages to learn to read and write. Not necessarily the easiest to speak out loud and to like have a conversation in, but like everyone I know that's taken the time to learn it, they pick up the writing system so fast. It's honestly unreal. Makes me want to do it too sometime. The king was cooking. Created Hangul for lower class to be able to read and write. That's so cool. That is so cool. I didn't know that part of the story. I didn't know that. That's so epic. I feel like so many stories in history you hear are of like the nobility trying to keep the common people from reading. That's so epic. That is so crazy. I love that. This man was cooking. Yeah, I really want to learn it sometime. It's been a minute since I've had like a proper like impulsive new language basic fundamental learning arc, just on total spontaneous impulse. I'd really like to like just study something new, something I've never touched before sometime soon. That'd be nice. I don't know. I had a fun time practicing the Thai phrases that we were gonna say for the panel yesterday or this morning. And that kind of made me miss it. There was a time when I would like sit down and I'd learn all the basics I could in just like a quick week. Like I'd pick up as many essential words as I could, like just basic greetings, times of day, things like that. Salamat pagi, etc. And then I'd forget the whole language forever after. And then every now and then, there will come a time when someone will like say something and I'll be like, oh, does that mean this? And they're like, when did you study this? And I'm like, I never studied this. So I'd like to pick something up just very briefly again. It'd be really nice. It's been a minute. Selamat pagi. Selamat pagi. Or is it selamat pagi right now? Where they speak this, or would it be? It'd be selamat pagi at this time, right? Not for me, but I scratch my head. Portuguese, that'd be a fun one. Portuguese is an interesting one because when I find Portuguese in writing, I can often understand bits and pieces of it because it's really similar to Spanish. Portuguese has a lot of cognates with Spanish, but when I hear it out loud, I can't understand anything. I can't understand it at all when I hear it out loud. It's so weird. It's so crazy. That'd be a nice one. I think the only Portuguese I got exposed to was I had this there was this like social media mascot that I discovered like last year or the year before who represents this chain in, I think it's Brazil, called Casas Bahia, and he's like Bahia Niño, I think is what he's called. And they like, I discovered him because they dress him up in cosplay and stuff. They made him dress as like Naruto and Luffy. And I thought that was so interesting to see from like a brand mascot. And I think he did like, I can't remember which singer-songwriter it was, but there's that one album cover where she's got like the stickers all over her face. I think they had him do that too. I just remember thinking that was so crazy because you normally don't see big chains and brands acknowledge anime outside of Japan. So it really stood out to me. Chinese is really cool. I'd love to learn some of that as too. 大家好. I'd love to, especially like hearing Zeal rattle it off sometime, or like Frio as well knows some Chinese. I'd love to learn to pronounce it properly. I'd love to like learn the tone system, or the, is it tone or pitch for Chinese? It'd be like pitch because it's like a rising and falling system, a rising and falling system. Chinese in the short cover is good. Oh, for Butcher Vanity. Thank you so much. I practiced a lot, but I don't know the phonemic inventory very well, so I had to like use a lot of reference to figure it out. And honestly, for me, singing in a language I don't speak is a lot easier than speaking. I've gotten the compliment sometimes that I sound like a native speaker when I sing in Japanese, but I'm probably not going to ever get that one when I speak in Japanese, is a pretty good example. Because when you're speaking any language, there's a lot of nuance for any language, where it's like, there's nuance for pacing, there's nuance for where you place your breath, there's nuance for the pitch that you're speaking at, there's nuance for the tone, speed. There's a lot of nuance that goes into it, and it's really, really, really difficult for anybody to pick that nuance up through just practice and study. A lot of time you have to be totally immersed in it to pick that up. Whereas with singing, because it's restricted to a melody, a lot of that goes completely out of the window. All you have to worry about is mostly, which is so easy to do. That is so easy. You don't have to worry at all about any of that nuance. So it's a lot easier to pull that off in my experience. And that's honestly where a lot of like what phonemic inventories I have practiced come from. Because when I was still a classical student training under my director to do like classical music and operatic stuff, I would have to undergo these little workshops if I ever wanted to do like a certain, like there's an Italian aria that I studied once. I think I sang an old German one for you at one point. Or I guess that'd be old, like old Germanic rather. Or maybe no, that's old German. It's the same thing. That's often what goes into it. Same with French. There's like a French aria that I studied once. But that does not apply to speaking it as much. It's very, very different. Full foreign language karaoke. I really want to, but I've been trying to do passively. Here's my dilemma. I need to have a full set list, right? I need a full set list if I'm gonna do that. Otherwise it's boring. Oh, the stream died. Am I alive? Okay. Refresh. Sorry about that. Yeah, I upgraded my PC, but I haven't upgraded my internet. I don't know if I can. I do think I'm gonna get a new Ethernet cable though. But anyway, someone asked if I was gonna do like a full like mixed language karaoke, and I really want to. I just really have to. I have to think really hard about how to assemble the set list because I want it to be a full set list, which means I need like minimum 9 languages. Otherwise, it's not a full stream to me for like, especially an unarchived karaoke. I feel like I gotta hit that much at least. And I would not want to do the same language twice. So I'd need to think really hard. Liking bossa nova but not knowing Portuguese words. Yeah, no, I really am a fake fan because that's like true bossa nova, is when you get into like the source material. And that's all in Portuguese. I've always wanted to learn it for that reason as well. Even like my favorite pieces of bossa nova, I only know them in like the translated versions. Like one of my favorite is Samba de Uma Nota So, but I only know that one in English. There's so many people that can talk and talk and talk and just say nothing, or really nothing. I don't know that one in Portuguese. I'd like to learn it though. Portugal. A lot of bossa nova comes from Brazil, specifically, but they speak Portuguese in Brazil. Though you find similar and like identical genres in other areas of South and Central America, it's really cool. It's really cool. I've actually, I did one not too long ago that was pretty fun in another unarchived karaoke stream. Girl from Ipanema. See, that's another one where like, I know it in English, but I don't know the original. I don't know the original version for that one because I never took the time to study it. And that's where the challenge comes in. For most of the streams that I've done so far for karaoke, I've only had to sit down and actively learn from scratch a small handful of songs across all of them. Small handful, because a lot of them I'm just assembling them with songs that I already know, or that I've already practiced before at some point, or that I just really like already. But with a set list like this, I would have to actively learn most of them, I think. So that's definitely something I want to do, but I cannot promise it anytime soon. It may come in the future. Yeah. It's definitely something on my mind. It's something I've been kind of like assembling a little at a time. The other challenge with that, aside from knowing the songs in the first place, is finding instrumentals for all of them that I can use. Because it's one thing, I have to have the song first, I have to have the rights to the song, and then I need the instrumental. That can be a lot harder. But it's definitely a big goal of mine. I wanna practice a bunch, and I wanna assemble a perfect list for that. Full classical. Ooh, that'd be really cool, like a little recital. Maybe. I actually have an adjacent idea that I won't tell you about because I actually want to act on it, so I'll save it and be mysterious for now, but it's definitely something on my mind. Probably not anytime soon, though. I think if I did something like that, I'd need to put a lot of time into it. Because I don't know. For April Fools, it's one thing. It's just like a little bit, and I can afford to be washed. But it's been a long time since I've practiced. So if I presented it as true classical, I would want to have good form. And I'm just, I don't know. I'm a few years out of practice. I'm a couple years out of practice now, so I'd like to practice more before I do something like that. Yeah. I'm really excited for the next karaoke set list, though. I'm really excited. Actually, this would be just so that I am actually getting some rest in today. I realized that I wasn't supposed to stream, and I want to keep going, but I do need to rest, or else I was just too excited. I'm gonna show you my schedule again and take this opportunity to talk about the next karaoke stream. So first off, I have to show this cool fan art. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it so cool? I mention this sometimes. By policy, I zoom in really close to all fan art that I use in my schedules so that you are incentivized to go check it out. So if you want to go see the full image, which is really cool, it's like a magazine cover. It's really cool. I thought it'd be very fitting. I don't know. It reminded me of like the 80s for some reason. So I thought it'd be cool for this week. You have to check out this artist on Twitter. That is HNZW_KUN. I'm pretty sure I wrote that correctly. I'll double check when I publish it. So if you don't find something at this username, don't worry. I got you. But very gorgeous art. Go check it out. Thank you so much for your support. It meant the world to me to see this. And honestly, to see everything in the tag, it always makes me so happy. I need to catch up. I was going to catch up during my road trip back home. but I ended up just getting so engrossed in conversation with my friend that I totally just neglected it. So I'm gonna catch up on my tag soon. But yeah, tomorrow I will take the day off. Tuesday I will have the first members only stream in a bit. We'll just hang out, chat for a little bit. I may go into more detail about my trip, honestly. I have an idea about that, but honestly, it could just be like just general chatting like usual. Wednesday, I'll play Animal Crossing. I did actually play a couple times off stream during the trip, so I think when we play the game again, there will be a new thing there, which is pretty exciting. Very excited for that. But I didn't progress. When I saw that it was coming, I closed the game and I didn't open it again because I wanted to see it together. But I made a bunch of bells as well, so we can buy some fashion. I also bought some fashion. I don't know if my current outfit is the lasting one quite yet. I need way more clothes. I need to buy so much clothes. What I need to do is I need to do like a world tour of every liver who has this game. Just visit all of their islands and buy all the clothes out of their stores. I need more choices. Thursday I'll take off as well to rest my voice and get some other stuff done. There's some like programs I still need to install to my new computer as well. Need to figure out logistics for the week after. And then Friday, I'm planning to play Splatoon 3 because there is a new Splatfest. What's the theme again? What's the theme? I'm just gonna play on Fry's team no matter what, probably. But let's see. Let's see. Splatoon 3. It's Summer Nights is the theme, but like, what are the teams? Do you know? Let's see. Possible collab? Yes, I have not planned a collab with anybody, but you know it's Splatoon 3 and it's a Splatfest, so if people play, that's why the question mark is there. Could be a collab. If you travel, how would you travel? Travel transportation. Land, sea, and air. Okay, great, because I would choose sea. I have more experience traveling by land and air. I've never been on a cruise ship before, so I'd love to take a cruise. I've always wanted to take a cruise. I want to travel on a boat. Never done it before. I did hang out with some people on a pontoon boat once, like a fishing boat. That was pretty fun, but there's nothing quite like a cruise liner, I imagine. And that's Fry's team, right? If it's land, sea, and air in that order, Fry would be sea, right? So I think that's the one I'll be playing on. So yeah, I'll probably be playing that team. I'll be representing Team Fry just by default. I love her. I need her to win more. I think Shiver has had it too good for too long, and I need her to be put in her place. I love all three of them, though. I love Shiver so much. Love Big Man. To wrap up the week on Saturday, I will have my first karaoke in a minute. I will be doing only songs from the 1980s. I haven't figured out the exact order and length of the set list yet, but I did get a bunch of songs approved that I can build into the set list. So I'll give you a teaser probably the day before or the morning of, maybe, just so you have some time to guess. If you'd like to speculate based on this prompt. I really love 80s music. I had a big phase with it when I was in high school, where I just sought out as much of it as I could find. So I hope that if you have some favorites from this era, that I sing something that you like. I sing one of your favorites, maybe. I hope so. I'm trying to get as big of a mix as possible. Trying to get a couple things from movies as well from that time. Not just like pop radio music. Trying to get a mix of genres as well. I think there's a rock song in there. Pretty cool. A lot of it is like 80s synth pop though, because I think when I think 1980s, I'm thinking of the synth pop. That's what I think of. I think of all the synths that they were using and experimenting with. That's what I think of, and that's what I like the most. So I'll do my best. I noted it here, but it will be unarchived, so it will disappear after it's over. But I did get clearance as well to rebroadcast it 10 hours later around. It might be closer to like 12 hours if I fix my schedule. I'm hoping to take my sleep more seriously moving forward, so it may be in a kind of weird window, but yeah. It will be rebroadcast the next morning, so in a slightly different time slot. So if you aren't able to be awake for the first one because it's at a weird time for you, for example, if you live in the Eastern Hemisphere and you don't want to wake up like super duper early, It's okay because it'll be in the evening Eastern Hemisphere as well as a rebroadcast, and I'll be giving my little commentary like I like to do. I'll give you a more exact time for that closer to the date when I know what my sleep is looking like, if that's okay. And that'll be my schedule for the week. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I hope we can have lots of fun. Sorry again if I got your hopes up. I mentioned last week that I was originally planning to do a stream every single day. And technically there is a double stream still that I didn't put on the schedule yet. It's more like a cameo rather than a true double stream, but I'll get into that another time. But yeah, I just want to be extra careful after this trip that I don't burn out. It's kind of interesting because like people are like, oh, trips are so relaxing. That's like the best way to rest. But they're so exhausting. Trips are the worst way to rest. I was getting great rest when I was there. I felt great. I decompressed. I didn't think about work as much. But like just the trip back, I'm pooped. I feel like I need another week off just at home. You know what I mean? It's so I don't get people who say that. I don't get it at all. Planning a trip to relax. It's so exhausting. Like it's fun for sure. And making good memories is good rest. I guess not good rest, but it's like good healing, right? To take time away from work and the monotony of everyday life to do something new, to spice things up. That's really good for you. But it's not relaxing for me. I did get a lot of good relaxation in though. So I'm very glad that I took this trip this last week. Thankfully though, we should be back to normal from now on. And it will probably be a while, at least a couple months till my next trip, if I do another one anytime soon at all. I'm not planning one, just to be clear. Just do that time frame out spontaneously. But yeah, I had a lot of fun, and I'm very happy to be back. I've learned a couple things. I came back with cool equipment. I hung out with a dear friend. I made a new friend as well. I met somebody totally new, like a friend of my friend, and that was really cool. Now I've got a new friend, which is really nice. I always love making new friends. I picked up a new game. I'm playing Night Rain now. It's my first Elden Ring or not Elden Ring, Souls-like game. I've never played Dark Souls or Elden Ring or any of those games. It's my first time playing a game like this, and I'm really enjoying it. It's really, really fun. I hope to play it with some other livers sometime, maybe. But yeah, it like everything is so nice. I'm so glad. I'm honestly so happy. Happy enough that I could not rest today. I could not cancel my stream that I was originally planning to do. I just couldn't. I had to double back. I had to run it back. I had to do it. I was just too excited. Everything's just going so great. So I am gonna leave you now though. Before I leave you, I'm gonna see if I can find anybody to send you off to. And while I do, I will remind you to be extra polite whenever we cross over here in a minute. Be sure that you're checking the rules in the description of the next stream. Make sure you follow those rules as well. Make sure that you are just generally courteous and mindful and chill. That you don't cause a scene. Don't go in there talking about me, etc., etc. You know the drill. Okay, hold on. My setup is a little different because I still haven't matched everything to the way it used to be, so this will take me a second. Okay. Let me see. Aya is live. Aya Amare, she's always matching my, she's always like right after my time slot. It's so cool. Miss Aya Amare is hand camming right now. She is sculpting something, making an army of Aya admirers. Those are her fans. So it's a really cute mascot. It's like a little bird with a hat. Very, very cute. I always love when I get to look at that thing. So be nice when you get over there. Okay, be chill. Have a nice time if you choose to stick around. If this is like the end of the line for you, I hope you have a good rest. Etc., etc. You know the drill. Thank you so much for your patience this last week. I had a lot of fun, and I'm so happy to be back. Let's have lots more fun moving forward. I will see you again in a couple days, okay? Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. I know I'm like a broken record. I don't know. I've been so desperate to say some of these things, and anyway, I'm gonna go now. I don't want to go. Okay. No, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. You can't make me. Okay. Goodbye for real this time. Legit edition. 100% real. Reddit. Google search. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.